Welcome from cold Austria. Today we're gonna have a look at the lineup for the King of the Air 2024. 18 riders got selected to fight for the most prestigious crown in the kitesurfing industry. We are gonna fly to Cape Town to shoot some incredibly cool content for you guys, so make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to not miss anything. And yeah, enjoy the video. Andrea Principi. As the last year's king, he is obviously pre-qualified. He won the trilogy last year, Mega Loop, World Champion and King of the Air. This year he didn't make it on a podium yet. He's definitely still pushing the sport into his direction with all the board of variations he's doing. Over the last couple of months he was training a lot over here in Balneario, working on his weak side, the left side, and he put those kites incredibly low while still going for the most technical tricks. Do you think he has a chance to win again this year? Let me know in the comments. Next off we go with Lorenzo Casati. He is probably the most in-form rider at the moment. He made it on every single podium this year and won the last two competitions. For me, he looks like the best in the world right now. It doesn't matter what the conditions are, he lands everything he wants. It's just crazy, but he is so confident that wind doesn't matter to him anymore. For a lot of people, he is the favorite for this year's King of the Air. What's your opinion on this? Can Lorenzo become king for the second time in his career? This guy is still only 18 years old, by the way. The third pre-qualified rider is Jeremy Burlando. He came third last year in the final of King of the Air, and a lot of people thought he should have won actually, because he was going the highest by far and did some of the best single kite loops we've ever seen. Well, he went on and became world champion this year in Gran Canaria. He was second at Lords of Tram, could win full power Tarifa. He had a great year. He will go into King of the Air as one of the favorites for sure, if he can attend it, because now he got injured in Brazil and I'm not sure if he can recover within the next 2 weeks. I hope to see him there though, because he is one of the best kiters in the world no matter what. Josue Sanferreira. He qualified with a second place in Tarifa. That was a crazy competition for the Brazilian. If you haven't seen what happened to him in the quarterfinals, well, check it out. We made a movie about the event. It was super sick. He showed us some of the best single kite loops of the competition, and I think that's his way to go right now. Unfortunately, also Josue suffered an injury in Brazil. He fractured his tibia and just released that he won't be competing this year. Massive downer for him and for the whole team of North, of course. But yeah, speedy recovery to Josue as well. Jamie Overbeek is one of the favorites, no question about that. He qualified with a second place at Cold Hawaii and came really close to beat Lorenzo in that final. He won Lords of Tram this year and became vice world champion. He also made the second place at King of the Air 2 years ago, and he is still only 18 years old. Jamie is on a new kite now, and that F1 trigger looks incredibly lofty and fast. How high do you see his chances to become King of the Air 2024?
Yeah, ready to get first place at King of the Air.
Giel Vlugt had one of the best entry videos of the whole fleet. He still has some of the gnarliest kite angles in the industry and combines it with his super controlled style. In his video he showed the most radical S-loops and even a triple kite loop, I think. I'll link it up here. And let's not forget one of the most insane King of the Air heats of all time, where him and Liam were sending it to the moon. I can't wait to see how far he can push it this year. Stino is in again and I love it. He had a very strong third place finish in Gran Canaria and also performed at Cold Hawaii and the other competitions of this year. I think he can do very well in Cape Town. He knows exactly how to get maximum height and hang time off kickers. And eventually we'll even see some double loops on the 6 if the wind gets strong enough, with a proper board offs by the fin. Leave a like for Stino.
Thank you.
Cohan van Dijk is in after a really sick performance at Cold Hawaii, where he took the third place. Since a couple of years he belongs to the top 5 or 6 big air riders. Gnarly double loops and extremely powered singles make him a really tough competitor. He's already training in Cape Town and came up with a lot of new tricks. I really hope he'll perform some of them in the comp. To complete the first half of the men's fleet, we look at Jason van der Spy, a really exciting local rider from South Africa. I think he will surprise us big time this year, with a couple of blind landings after the most difficult big air tricks, or maybe even some super loops on the short lines, and I hope he'll go for that, because it's just incredible to see. For the first time in his life, Josh Gillett made it to King of the Air. That was his biggest dream regarding kitesurfing. We talked about it back in May when we did an interview, I link it for you up there. He comes off a super consistent year. He performed very well in all the competitions. He made the semi-finals at Lords of Tram, the third place in the King of the Air qualifier Tarifa, quarterfinal in Gran Canaria, quarterfinal in Cold Hawaii. Can't wait to see what he can do in South Africa. Next off, we go with Edgar Ulrich. He got selected again for King of the Air, and I remember last year he was the only rider that could beat Andrea in a heat, so he is absolutely sending it in Cape Town. He could win the last GKA stop in Brazil. It was a light wind competition. He won it with some unhooked moves, and I'm very curious if he can bring that to King of the Air this year. But yeah, he's definitely one of the most creative riders on tour, and can't wait to see him there. The third and last South African rider in the fleet is Lucas Ceruti. It's his third King of the Air, and a big step for his sponsor Fly Surfer, as I think they've never been in there before. Luca does crazy tricks to both sides, and he will for sure hope for the strongest winds to go for crazy ass loops off the kickers. Luca really shines in Cape Town conditions as it's his home turf. Can't wait to see this guy shredding. And of course, let's not forget about Mark Jacobs. The 2021 winner will attend his 8th King of the Air. He's the most experienced rider going into it, and he can do all the tricks that the young guys are doing now. He deserves that spot, no doubt about it, and I can't wait to see what he is up for. Lucas Gramstrup got selected for the first time after a full year of competitions for him. I think he only missed the King of the Air qualifier in Tarifa. In the rest of the comps, he was always there. He has a very good entry video, but is yet to prove his full potential on the big stage. Very curious what he can put down in King of the Air. With only 16 years old, Zac Adams is the youngest competitor in the fleet. 2024 was his breakthrough year, as he made it into the finals of Full Power Tarifa Pro 2 and then went on to Gran Canaria to kick some ass down there. And he really showcased that he's riding at its best when he has kickers and super strong wind. Can't wait to shoot some content with this guy because he's just hilarious. For Parker Sage, it's the debut as well, and he loves Cape Town conditions, especially if he can go alongside his best friend Zac Adams. Those two are pushing each other a lot on the water, and I'm really curious if they can handle the pressure and maybe cause some big upsets. Clément Huot got selected for a very, very good entry video, probably the second or third best I have seen. But as for Lucas Gramstrup, he didn't quite prove it yet in competition. It's his second King of the Air, and maybe he can finally land all of his crazy tricks. Then he'll have a good chance to make it far into the comp. And last but not least, we look at Giles Brodel, another F1 kiter, but he is the best foiler in the world. I never filmed him, so I had to go through his socials to find some clips, and I got some from Cape Town even. It's super impressive how this guy takes off the waves, on a foil. I'm so unsure though how they are going to score him, because it's all different if you're foiling or if you're on a twin tip. I genuinely think he doesn't really stand a chance, because in terms of technicality and kite angle, the twin tip riders have a big advantage. Maybe he can go a meter or two higher in lighter wind conditions, but yeah, let's see. The 18-year-old French rider Nathan Texier was originally on the reserve list of King of the Air, and now due to the injury of Baby Shark, he made it into the competition. He put down some very big tricks in the past couple of competitions. He was competing at every single one of them this year. He's definitely a good guy. Let's see what he can do. Maybe he will cause some trouble. This video is getting kind of long, but I just got the confirmation that Timo Boersema will be in King of the Air. He will compete because unfortunately Jeremy Burlando had to pull out due to his injury. Super sad, but on the other hand, a big chance for Timo. It's going to be his second King of the Air. And yeah, maybe this time it goes better. Maybe he got some vibes from the Cold Hawaii games a couple of years back and can push it all the way through until the final. Here we go. Those are all the confirmed riders for the Red Bull King of the Air 2024 male fleet. Let me know who you guys think is missing on that list. Of course, there are a couple of big names not competing. Two guys are injured, super unfortunate. This year we're also gonna see a women's division. I'm super stoked about that. And yeah, can't wait to see you guys in Cape Town, and let's send it.